Received a letter, which if you're in here more than likely you did. You received an invitation to join National Junior Honor Society. We're going to talk about exactly what that means and what's going to be required of you, should this be something you wish to pursue. I am Mr. Henderson. I am one of the faculty advisors along with Mrs. Alexander. We try to run the show as best as we can. So, the letter that you got has a lot of info on it, but let me tell you exactly what it means right here at this very moment. It means that you were able to maintain an A- average last semester. That is all it means. It does not mean that your behavior is 100% stellar. It does not mean that every single teacher worships the ground you walk on. It means that you got an A- average. Here is what it could mean. That A- average opens the door for, as we're going to do right now, to allow you to apply for National Junior Honor Society. So, to be clear, you sitting in this room right now, that does not mean, like Probiak says, that you are in the organization. Because to be in the organization, you have a few more things that you need to do first. So, what is Njhs? This is not just an FJH thing. This is a national thing. National Junior Honor Society is an organization that has chapters in all 50 states, including some outlying areas. So we are a part of a much larger organization. We just represent the Fishers Junior High chapter of National Junior Honor Society. So this is something that was established like a long time ago, but was established here at FJH by some of the people in this room. So Sturgeon, Broviak, Mr. Stump, Mr. Jansen, and Mr. Fosselt, who was here last year. They wanted basically kind of a club organization to kind of recognize those students that kind of go out of their way to be good students, but a lot of people kind of pass over them because we're all focused on the ones that cause issues. This organization is for those kids to truly kind of show how good they are. So Njhs is based on we call five pillars of excellence. That first one is scholarship. That's what got you here. Your scholarship has shown that you value your grades because you sat at an A- average. So that is something that should you be accepted into Njhs, you have to maintain. You have to maintain that A- average to be a part of Njhs. So that's the first part. That's the pretty cut and dry part. It is what it is. Leadership. Leadership in this sense represents your ability to kind of drive your peers and see them be successful while also being successful yourself. So it's not just the loner mentality. You're not just worried about you, but you're worried about everyone and the collective success of other people. That doesn't mean that every single time you have to go do something that you're going to make sure that every single person does their part first. But you want to be that encouraging force. You want to be kind of that positive influence on everyone else. Citizenship. Citizenship represents your sense of responsibility to not only your school, but also your community. Are you someone who will play by the rules, or are you always looking to push the boundaries? If you're always looking to push the boundaries and cause issues in your classrooms, I'm going to tell you right now, this isn't for you. Because we're not about that. Those people cause more issues for the people who are trying to do what they need to do in school and do it well. Character. Your character is your ability to distinguish right from wrong. And not only to distinguish right from wrong, but to be able to act on it even when times are tough. Because there could be a whole lot of people around you telling you to do the wrong thing. Do you have the courage to still do the right thing in that situation? It may sound cheesy, but it is 100% true. And we've seen many people not in Honor Society who choose the wrong choice. We've seen people in Honor Society who choose the wrong choice. You don't want to be that person. And then service. Service is exactly what it sounds like, volunteering. If you haven't volunteered very much so far in your 12, 13 years of life experience, that's okay. You can still apply for Honor Society if you haven't done that much service. If you're accepted into Honor Society, you will complete acts of community service. So all of those events and carnivals at elementary schools where we have, people help out, that's us. That's students from Njhs. Different events. Mrs. Tui. Yep. Olivia. Okay. Olivia. Olivia knows who she is. All those events out in the community, we help with those. The chapter of Njhs from FJH is the most well-known and most successful chapter in this district. I can tell you right now, they had one of these at Riverside Junior High. It's awful. They had one of these at HSE Junior High. It's awful. They had one of these at Fall Creek Junior High. It's less awful, but we're still better. So, if you are accepted...
I'm not biased or anything.
Oh no, I'm 100% biased, but it's still true. If you are accepted into Njhs, you become part of that legacy, and you have to maintain that level of excellence that we have had for the last 21 years. My God, you're old. We've been doing this, and by we, I mean them, have been doing this for a long time. I've just been here the last 7 years. So, if you feel like that you are someone who you could either show these qualities or you have been showing these qualities, then Njhs may be something for you. So, we're going to talk a little bit more about requirements. You met the first one, you're here. So you got that A- average. So requirement number 1, you got it done, good job. Requirement number the second one, you need to fill out an application. This isn't just an automatic, you're in. There is an application process that you will go through, that you will fill out. It's going to require you to list leadership opportunities you've had in the past. It's going to ask you to respond to a series of prompts about choices you've made in the past, about what you think good character is, things of that nature. It's also going to require you to get recommendations from people who will speak for you and say you would be a good member of Njhs. You need 3 of those. They come from adults. They cannot be members of your family. There's probably a good chance that your parents are going to say you deserve to be in Njhs. If not,
if they don't join.
Your
parents would not recommend you to.
So you cannot ask them. You cannot ask Grandma. You cannot ask Aunt Phyllis. You cannot ask your goldfish. You need to find outside references, 3 of them, one of which needs to be an FJH teacher that you know.
Or staff member.
Or staff member. That's the catch, okay? So 3, one of which has to be one of those people. So that is the whole application process. We will look through those applications. There is a council of teachers who will look through those applications and will decide if you will or will not be accepted into Honor Society. We've already sent names around to every teacher in this building, and we have received feedback on some of you. Okay, so I'm just telling you right now, the feedback is out there. So if you are sitting there thinking you are 100% perfect, no one is. So I'm just telling you that feedback exists.
Well, none of them.
None of them?
None of them.
Oh, okay. Once accepted, you need to maintain that A- average. So if that's something that you think you can do, awesome. If that's something that maybe you think you'll struggle with, we can have a conversation at a later time.
Can I interject right there?
Please do.
Okay. On the grade thing, first of all, let's clarify, A- average doesn't mean you only get A's. It means you have more A's than B's on your report cards, and it's semester, but they'll check them kind of every quarter, so they kind of look at all of those, all right? Here's the advice I always give people on grades. If your grades second 9 weeks were worse than your first 9-week grades, and you look at your semester grades and go, wow, I can't believe I actually got in. Like I had just like 4 A's and 3 B's, you know, maybe some A minuses. That is a red flag. Doesn't mean you should not apply, but just know typically it gets harder as you move on. Okay, and we don't want you to, you know, if you know, like I don't normally do this well in school. You may be on that upswing. You may be one of those like, I've turned a corner. I'm doing really well. Or it could be one of those like, first 9 weeks is really easy because first 9 weeks of 7th grade are really easy. And they are. It should be the highest grade you ever received in your life. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you're worried about your grades, talk to your teachers. Just ask them, say, hey, I'm thinking about applying to Njhs. Do you think academically I have what it takes to continue that? Do you think I'll be able to keep going this semester with those grades? And hopefully your teachers are honest with you. I'm brutally honest. Even though I lie all the time, I'm very brutally honest when it matters. And sometimes we don't like to hear it, but I'll go, yeah, no, I don't know if you would be able to. So just ask if you're concerned about that. okay? But it's not, you don't have to get straight A's all the time. People always think that they can't have a B or even a C. You could have a C in a class and get all A's and still be above. So that's okay, all right? So just, I want to clarify that. Don't panic if you don't think you're not going to be able to maintain straight A's.
Or I mean, you can panic, but it's not going to do anybody any good. So, the grade part of this, like Surgeon says, don't stress about it so much. That's something that if you're accepted into NJHS, that if you do struggle with grades, there is a process that we'll have in place to help you with that as well. We'll talk about that more once the whole acceptance meeting happens. Also, requirements. Between now, and by now, I mean like a month from now when you're accepted, and the end of your 8th grade year, it's a long time, that's about a year and a couple months, you will need to perform 40 hours of community service. If your jaw is about to hit the floor because that's a lot of hours, here's the thing. We send out service opportunities all the time to help you get your hours. For example, the people in the cafeteria who stay after lunch and wash tables, they are in JHS. The people that helped you out at preview day, they are in JHS.
Working in concession stands at the games.
They are in JHS. So we send out a lot of opportunities to help you get these 40 hours. We're not just going to say, hey, get 40 hours and then kick you out and say good luck. Now, if there is an organization that you like to volunteer for, if you are involved with your church or if you do stuff during the summer, those can also count towards your 40 hours. So if 40 seems like a lot, it's not as much as it sounds. And it's also 10 less than we used to require. So if you're worried about the service aspect of it, again, we will help you through this. We're not going to just leave you hang out to dry and say you need to do better as in JHS. That's not our point. Okay, we're here to help you be your best. And then the last part of the requirements, if you are accepted, there is a night of leadership activities that will come around at the end of February that, for lack of a better name, Broviac, I'm going to blame Broviac.
It's a great name!
I was going to say, it's the best name.
It's called Super Happy Fun Night.
I just posted about it.
All one word, Super Happy Fun Night.
Yeah.
That name was not mine. If you hate it, yell at him. But that is usually a night that people will come back from high school and say that that was the #1 best time they ever had here at FJH. So if you were accepted, you have that to look forward to as well. At the end of that night, you will also elect your officers for Honor Society. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. Mrs. Alexander, what are the benefits?
Let's see, the benefits of being an NJHS are that the staff here at FJH knows that our NJHS students are the students that we can count on in a pinch. If we need an errand run, we need someone to help with something. Generally speaking, our NJHS kids are the kids that we lean on or look to first. So if that is something that you like, is having your teachers kind of look to you and like to be helpful, that is something that you'll get from this. You get the opportunity to return to your elementary schools, to your intermediate schools, to other places around our community and give back to those places, which a lot of kids really like the fact that when they were young and they were there, they remember the NJHS kids helping at their carnival, and now it's your turn. And there is a piece of pride that comes with that, rightfully so, with being able to serve your community and give back in a way that you benefited from when you were younger as well. Mr. Henderson already touched on the fact that our chapter is the most well-known and probably best respected. This is both a benefit and also can be to your detriment, because that means that the people who come to us looking for volunteers are expecting only the best, and if you show up and do not give them only the best, oh, will they let us know? Right? So it is a benefit to us because we get tons of people coming to us constantly. Please, 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 we want your kids to come and help us. However, the bar is really high, and if you don't live up and reach up to that bar, they will let us know, and then we will let you know.
We've had to this year. It wasn't fun.
So know that is a benefit, but also it also can look great on applications for high school. It doesn't really go beyond that though. And even then, if that is your number one reason for joining, please don't. That's not why you should be here. Why should I apply then instead? You love helping out your community. That is a key piece here. You like being part of something positive here at our school and again in our community, because you all step outside of the walls of this building and represent us in our entire community, which is amazing and so very important for us. You're seeking a group where positive behaviors and academic excellence are recognized and appreciated, instead of groups, instead of like, I know at your age it can be uncool to want to do the good thing, do the right thing, and get the great grades. That's not what happens in this group at all. And you want to be bigger than, you want to be part of something that is bigger than just a school club, because this is a national organization. Here's what we don't want you to do though. Okay, I have an older sibling and my older sibling did NJHS, so I guess I have to do it too. No, you don't. Please be your own person. We do not want clones of your older siblings. That is not what we're here for. I got this letter, so I think I just have to do it, right? No, you do not. It is a choice. And when you are accepted, you will be faced over and over and over again with choices that you will have to make, and there is a certain sort of expectation to which choice you're going to make if you're in NJHS, right? And it does put a little bit more pressure on you to act and behave and be a certain way, because we have 5 pillars, and scholarship and volunteer and service are only 2 of them. The other 3 are character, citizenship, and leadership, and those are about you living your values here at school, and that can be a lot of pressure. If you want to take the easy way out and try to AI your way through this application, there are short answers that you will have to answer in the application, and they are to be personalized. We should read them and know you. ChatGPT is not the way to go, and if you even think that is a way to accomplish anything within this school building, NJHS is not for you. There are no shortcuts in NJHS. If you like a shortcut, I mean, I love a shortcut for certain things, but not for NJHS. Okay. What else? Oh, you just want Sturgeon, Broviac, Stomp, some of the OG teachers who set this up to think you're great and awesome and kind of maintain a good standing with them. No. Not at all. They're going to appreciate you just for being you. Mr. Henderson and I say so many times in a year, NJHS is just one measure of success here at FJH. There are so many ways for you to be successful in this school and for you to give back to our community and give back to our school that have nothing to do with NJHS. This is one way. That's it, just one way. And if this isn't the right way for you, then that's a good reason not to apply. You think NJHS means you can act without getting in trouble? It's super the opposite. It's super the opposite. There's a faculty council of 10 or 11 faculty members, plus you've got 13 extra staff members just eagle eye on you at all times. And believe me, you all get ratted out to us all the time. You cannot hide from us. We know. And then you have to face us. And lastly, if you're already feeling overwhelmed with what junior high, what you have to do in junior high, please take a deep breath.
Good afternoon, Chargers. I've got one end of the day announcement. 7th grade girls basketball practice is canceled for tonight. Again, 7th grade girls basketball practice is canceled for tonight. Thank you.
The other thing that I don't think you mentioned, if you go home and you're like, I don't think I really want to do this, and your parents are trying to push you into it, talk them out of it. Don't apply. We do not want you to join if it's because mom and dad want you to join, right? If you don't want to join, don't join. we would love to have as many people who are here. We're not trying to convince you not to, but if it's not for you, we all the time have parents like make you do it, because then you're the one who, they're not doing the service, you're the one who has to go and do it. And normally what happens is you end up not doing it, and then we have to kick you out, and then your parents get mad, and you get in trouble, and it's like, well, you're the one who made me do this, Mom. So don't let them shove you into it either.
It is your decision, not theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have had a few students this year who had to step away from NJHS, and it was when they realized, I didn't do this for me, my parents made me do this. And they had to have a big old conversation with their parents, and that is a difficult conversation to have. If your parents are still like, no, you must do it, and you do not want to do it, please have your parents reach out to Mr. Henderson or myself, and we can reassure them that it will be okay. If you have decided against NJHS, we will help you in that if it's not for you. If it is for you, then we are excited to see those applications.
What I have in my hands are a little bit more instruction. There's also a QR code on here. This QR code is going to take you to the NJHS website for FJH. On there is the application plus recommendation forms, everything else you need in order to apply for NJHS. You are going to have to print it yourself. Be responsible, find a way. How do you want to do this? Just want to have it be a free-for-all and have them come get them?
Here's the thing that you need to kind of just, if you're sitting here going, there's 100% chance I don't want to do this, then just stay seated, don't worry about it. If you think you may want to apply, you want to take a look at the applications, talk about it a little bit more, you're going to want to get, oh, hang on. You're going to want to get one of these papers and take it home and take a look at it.